What's up, guys? It's your boy Trojan, bringing you a top 5 for what I personally believe are the best campaign playthroughs that I recommend everyone tries to complete at least once. These will be ranked in order from the worst to the absolute best factions in my opinion. Disclaimer, this will be excluding Yellow Turban factions, No Man tribes, and the Bandit factions for the base campaign. This will be for the Rise of WARLORDS campaign. In the future, I will be giving a top 5 for factions in the Mandate of Heaven and other campaigns, and I'll be doing an entire tier list of every faction of every campaign. But for now, we're starting off small and simple to see if you guys enjoy these videos. Coming into the number 5 spot, we have Cao Cao. Cao Cao, in my opinion, is probably the one faction I dislike the most, but that does not deter him from being one of the best factions in this campaign. To put it straightforward, Cao Cao has amazing special units, being his Tiger and Leopold cavalry, amazing noteworthy characters, and an overpowered as fuck faction resource: credibility. Cao Cao is the poster girl for companies, the Lux of the Three Kingdoms, the Mario of this campaign pack. He's an all-rounder and a recommended character. Now, why isn't he the best? Well, it's simple. Personally, he is way too snowbally. This is a faction you would want to play without any major challenges, because from the start to the end of the game, you're in the lead and you are always the most dominant, and I honestly hate that. His balancing mechanics need to be tweaked very badly, but CA has unfortunately denounced their support for the game. So, it's up to the modders to come up with something to try to fix that. He starts out in Chen province fighting small Han Empire armies to grow massive, and to put it into simpler terms, I've managed to capture the Han Emperor in 30 turns without losing an army and not taking the game seriously. Other than that, his story arc emerging is amazing, but he's simply lackluster in replayability. For this reason, he takes the number 5 spot. Moving into the 4th place, we have Cao Cao's all-time best friend, Yuan Shao. Yuan Shao is by far a more difficult Cao Cao, but still upholds the same mechanics. Yuan Shao has his faction resource of lineage, which is usually used to make your captain retinues overpowered to all hell. You can take a regular Axebane unit, or in this case 6 of them, add fear, maybe 20% charge damage, maybe scare, and probably fucking god mode if you really wanted to crush your enemies in a decisive battle. I have not played Yuan Shao in a while, so his storyline in the game is forgotten on my part. However, I will say that his noteworthy sons and characters are amazing for his faction. I know that in other campaigns, Yuan Shao's story is extremely immersive. Yuan Shao also gets 2 special units, being the Warriors of Yi and the Defenders of Abai, which are all-rounder anti-cavalry units. His units are good for the will-be war with Cao Cao if you ever want to achieve your domination and control over the north. For these reasons, Yuan Shao is taking 4th place in my list. Coming up in the 3rd place, we have Liu Biao. Liu Biao by far used to be the most intimidating faction for me, but now is one of the most fun I've ever had playing a faction. You learn pretty quickly that you gain governance over time by your vassals offering cooperation or as unique buildings provided within his faction. Eventually, the more you increase your governments, the more commanders you can secure, with a total of 32 commanders total. It may not seem like a lot, but you will have a lot of vassals when the time comes. Liu Biao is a whole new approach from the standard attack and secure aspect like with any other warlord, and focuses you on finding newer ways to achieve your campaign victory, which I think CA did an amazing job implementing this for his faction design. Liu Biao's storyline is almost non-existent, however the characters he will recruit along the way definitely compensates. For these reasons, Liu Biao gets our 3rd spot. Now, approaching the spot for the 2nd best Rise of the Warlords campaign faction, we have Liu Biao's enemy, Sun Jian. Sun Jian is literally an amazing faction to play, but definitely not a faction I would recommend playing early on. His story arcs are amazing, superior to any others, and his flexibility of development is so diverse it makes you feel like you're at a federal checkpoint in Rick and Morty. This faction rocks. He gets mercenary archers and swordsmen that can instantly spawn into your army's retinues as soon as you hire them. You have a massive collection of noteworthy characters and storylines, and you do usually spend your free time expanding and conquering the southern part of China while fighting Yellow Turbans, bandit leaders, and Liu Biao. Eventually, you'll set your eyes north towards Cao Cao, who never fails at losing in any campaign ever. Holy fucking shit, I hate Cao Cao. But all in all, amazing faction. I would recommend playing this for players that have completed a campaign map or two and are looking to be away experiencing other playstyles of peaceful expansionism and pacifying the southern bandits. For these reasons, Jian goes into our second spot. Now, coming into what I think personally is the most enjoyable and replayable faction in this campaign, it's Zhuo. Trust me when I say this, he is the most enjoyable faction in this entire game. Hear me out. You're at war on all fronts, facing eventual betrayal from Han Sui and Motong to the west and the coalition to the east. But fear not. You have Liu Bu, Zhan Liao, Liu Jie, Dao Chan, Guo Si, and so many more noteworthy characters whose names I will definitely pronounce wrong. Even though there's not really a storyline present for you to follow except for your eventual assassination, Zhuo is what I want to call the most balanced faction in the game. He's not too underwhelmingly difficult and not the easiest faction to snowball in. Every time you play Zhuo, you're encountering new problems. A new way of it if you want to colonize the abandoned provinces to the north, or immediately start invading Yuan Shao to the east, or pacifying your western buffer allies. It's all there. You have to govern and maintain high public order, and by doing that, your intimidation has to be up all the way. So not only are you forced to expand and increase your intimidation, but you're also having to maintain and manage your settlements that are already suffering from low income and low public ordered commanderies. Early game, you won't have to worry about invasions from the east except for Yuan Shao, who will be beelining straight for Luoyang Hong at turn 13, but you do have to drive yourself to pacify what lands you want to control. That being either Zhongzheng, the Bandit Queen, who will capture your Han settlements to your northeast, Gongdu to your west, or Yuan Shao, and potentially Liu Biao from your east wanting to evade Luoyang Hong. And the challenges there never stop. Come the mid to late game, your units are going to be outdated, and it's up to you to keep the pace of strategy and suppression. All in all, I have played a total of 20 Zhuo campaigns, and in only 3 of them have I completed them. He is by no means a simple faction to control, and is quite honestly the most difficult of any faction in the entire game. For these reasons, he is getting the top 1 spot out of respect, replayability, and due to the way that you have the ability to shape the way of expansion, but always having to worry about being backstabbed. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you think any faction leader for the base campaign deserves to be in one of these spots instead of any of the other ones that I've mentioned, please leave a comment down below. Thank you guys so much for the amazing support on my last 3 Kingdoms video, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one. Peace.